Welcome to my channel Magic Mentor. After the previous video where we discussed about the warnings given to Julius Caesar right before the assassination, we now move on to the appeals made to Julius Caesar and the assassination part. Now, before we move on to the appeal part, there is a very short part in the drama which is very important, where Popilius Lena comes up. He's a senator, and he comes up to Cassius and says, "I wish your enterprise today may thrive." To which Cassius gets baffled because he does not know what Popilius Lena hints him at. And Popilius Lena doesn't give him any answer to Cassius, like when Cassius asked what enterprise. Rather, Popilius Lena fares him well and goes away. Now, this particular comment of Popilius Lena, that is, "I wish your enterprise today may thrive," intensifies the dramatic tension in the moments as Cassius starts believing that their purpose has been discovered, or their plot, their conspiracy has been discovered by one or the other. To which Brutus tells to mark him as he goes up to Caesar. But Cassius is unhappy. He is baffled by the whole thing, and therefore he goes to Casca and tells him to be quick in his action, for he fears that there might be some prevention from the people who have already come to know about their conspiracy, as he believes there are people who have already aware of it. He also tells Brutus that what shall be done, and he tells that if this becomes known to the people, then either Cassius or Caesar shall return from here, for he's going to slay himself. We can understand how disturbed Cassius is, and therefore Brutus rather asks Cassius to be constant, that is, to be calm. He also assures Cassius that Popilius Lena speaks not of their intentions, not of their purposes, because Popilius Lena, while talking to Caesar, both were smiling. Caesar's expression did not change. Caesar was smiling. We are also introduced to one of the important conspirators who have killed Caesar, and that is Trebonius. He has not only killed Caesar, but he's also the one who leads Mark Antony away from Caesar to prevent Antony from interfering in their plot. And he is introduced by Cassius when Cassius tells Brutus that Trebonius knows his time, for look you, Brutus, he draws Mark Antony out of the way. And we find Trebonius and Antony exiting the stage as of now. If you remember, Decius Brutus had also brought a suit from Trebonius that he wanted Caesar to read. Although Caesar did not read that then, but anyways, now Decius wanted, or you can say Decius wants Metellus Cimber to go and put up his application to Caesar. Brutus also tells that since he is addressing, let's support him. Whereas Cinna asks Casca and instructs him rather to be the first one to raise his hand. Caesar asks them if they're all ready because he believes that there can't be anything wrong for Caesar and his Senate to put right because he is Caesar. Metellus Cimber flatters him. He says, "Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar." Puissant means powerful. He also tells, after flattering Caesar, he approaches Caesar to request that his brother Publius Cimber, who has been banished from Rome, be granted permission to return. As as he kneels down for pleading Caesar, Caesar prevents him from doing so and says, I must prevent thee, Simba. These couching and these lowly curtsies might pour the blood of ordinary men and turn preordinance and first decree into the law of children. Which means that he tells that these low courtesies, like bending down and bowing, these might excite the natures of ordinary men and turn predestined things and basic rules into the laws of children. And he also tells that not to be so foolish as to think that Caesar has a very unstable nature, because Caesar cannot be swayed by things which influences fools. For example, sweet words, low crooked courtesies, and base spaniel fawning. He further goes on saying that Publius Simba was banished by lawful decree, and there is not just cause or justified reason for absolving his guilt. We find later Brutus and Cassius kneel at Caesar's feet and repeat Metellus' plea, because Metellus actually wants someone around him to get a better reception from Caesar, to ask for the recall of his banished brother, to which Brutus also pleads to Caesar for the immediate freedom of repeal. Caesar is taken aback because Caesar did not expect this coming from Brutus. Now we see Cassius also stoops in front of Caesar and tells or begs him for restoration of freedom for Publius Simba. To which Caesar tells that if I were like you, I could be well moved if I were as you. Which means that Caesar wanted to tell that he is no ordinary man like Brutus or Cassius. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me, but I'm constant as the northern star. This is how high Caesar thinks of himself. Caesar tells, nothing can move me, no prayers can also move me, because I am like the northern star. I have the quality of being, fixed in my course. I have an immovable nature, and that makes it without equal in the heavens, which is like the northern star. The skies have numerous small stars. They're all stars, they shed their light. But there's only one among them which holds its place unchangingly, and that is the northern star. So it is in the world. It's filled with men of flesh and blood, men who are intelligent, but there's only one who holds on his career, no matter how he's assailed, unshaken in his course. And Julius Caesar is that man. He is constant in his resolve that Simba should be banished, and he remains constant in his resolve to keep him banished, which means he is unaffected by any of the pleas by Metellus Simba, Marcus Brutus, and Cassius. Everyone around there tries for one last time to move Caesar. Cinna comes forward, kneels to plead further, to which Caesar adds another comparison, suggesting that they might well hope to lift up Olympus. Now, Olympus is the mountain where the gods were believed to dwell. He said that, hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus? That is, it is so difficult to sway Caesar in his convictions. Decius comes and tells great Caesar, he tries to flatter Caesar, to which Caesar says that, doth not Brutus bootless kneel? So why are you trying? Even Brutus, who is so close to me, didn't you see that he knelt in vain? Now Casca thinks and tells very directly that if this is your final decision, then let my hands speak for me. And Casca stabs Caesar in the neck. He's also stabbed by other conspirators, and finally he is stabbed by Marcus Brutus. He has been stabbed 23 times. But when Marcus Brutus stabbed him for one last time, Caesar falls down, saying, "Et tu, Brute?" Then falls Caesar. If Brutus, you being my beloved friend, could betray me, then let Caesar fall. Caesar dies, and we find the senators and the people retire. According to Shakespeare, Julius Caesar was assassinated due to the fears of a group of senators who believed he aimed to establish a monarchy and thereby end the Roman Republic. And this group was led by Brutus and Cassius, who viewed Caesar's indefinite dictatorship and accumulation of powers as a path towards tyranny. They worried that his aspirations, especially the prospect of him taking on the title of king, would mean the end of their freedoms and the republic. The assassination was carried out on the Ides of March during a Senate meeting with the hope of restoring the republic. However, this action did not reinstate the republic. Instead, it led to further upheaval. Also, we can say that this particular plea of restoring freedom for Publius Cimber was the immediate cause of Julius Caesar's assassination. Okay, so now let us discuss the important questions from this section. First of all, the first question will be like, how did Cassius understand that his purpose or their purpose has been discovered? Whom does he ask to quicken up with the action? How does Brutus comfort Cassius? Who draws Mark Antony out of the way? What plea did Metellus Cimber puts forward to Julius Caesar? How did Caesar react to the plea of Metellus Cimber? What kind of characteristics do we get of Caesar? Like you can draw the character sketch. Why did Caesar not agree to any of their pleas? How does Caesar define himself? Who is the first one to kill Caesar or to stab Caesar? How many times have been Caesar stabbed? Although this is not there in your book, but we can just learn it for the sake of learning. And also, what is the cause of the assassination of Caesar? You can also learn the overall cause as well as the immediate cause. Thank you. Hope you've liked the video.